gotta.
I guess we
like, gotta. We'll take that one to the polls.
Yeah.
You know, and I know this is Sex episode 69, and I don't. It's just not. You know what I'm saying? That we're just a regular podcast. We're not like a kinky podcast. So I don't want to jump out the window because I could take it there, you know it. But I wanna. So I'm gonna just get the ball rolling. When was the first time I saw sex on TV? Was I know it was just real sex. Like what my intro to like. Like my intro to the other side. Like when I saw women confessing, what am I, like 9?
Right.
When I saw women confessing in the back of taxi cabs, I'm like, oh shit. Right? But I mean,
yeah, it was like eye opening.
Right. But it didn't make sense. And then at like 14, then it was like, all right, it's been long enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think that was like, yeah, real sex was like my intro to the other side. Like, okay.
Yeah, like, that was HBO or Cinemax?
HBO. We didn't get Cinemax.
We got Cinemax. So Cinemax.
That sounds mad old, right? And dated. But I think now, like, that sounds crazy. Back to hear you say it, like, damn, we've been in the game so long, we canceled our cable years ago, like, right? So I think about like having the internet now. Oh my god, that'd be crazy.
You'd have been on it like
then at like 9,
right?
Like that's sick.
Whatever you want.
That's kind of sick. Like when
you anything.
I saw what
scary.
What I know it just got scary. That's why I'm moving on. The internet's a dark place. You spend enough time there.
Can be.
It was something. What was I just gonna? Okay, I won't go there. I was gonna on the better side of things. I looked at I was looking at the Big Boy on the radio, whatever it is. I think I sent you a clip of it, of Gucci and his wife.
Yeah.
And I was thinking
just Gucci about his wife.
Right. That's all I see. Shit like certain, and that's where I'm going with this. I like to see that Gucci is like. Well, let me play the clip first. They were talking about like their wedding.
Enjoyed the environment, the atmosphere, everybody just coming together, being happy. You know what I'm saying? To see my wife happy.
So when I was watching this, I started to think like.
It's beautiful. Love it.
How do you keep a happy wife?
It's all about the money.
Straight up.
No, I'm serious.
I'm gonna send that to what? How so?
You know, we got 2 incomes. My wife is rich as hell. I heard that. But I feel like
Swish.
for me, it's just, I would have never got married if I wasn't.
That's when I got to get my.
At the
real basis.
I want to be rich. I want to be married. If you ain't got no money, why would you even want to be married? I would never want to be broke and married. Hell no.
What about love?
Yeah, you want to be in love, but if you don't got no money, what you gonna pay the bill?
Right, so I'm listening to this, and I started to think like, you know, see, you go through that process of the court is in session. You go through that process of relationships and the good, the bad, everything in between, the learning experience. But when you come to that point in your life when things get serious, like from the process of the other side of like, well, to everything you go through to when you're like, you know what, I want to be committed. And with when you're at that point, when I heard that, I was like, see, it's not necessarily about the money. I think it's more. Anyway, even though he says money and rich as hell, I think he means like that place in your life where rich doesn't always mean money. Rich is like, it's good. You don't come there with problems. He's like, right. We got 2 incomes. We're both doing our thing. What I take that as, maybe if he goes, I'll let him finish. Yeah, like the same. You have the same goal, like common goal.
And like not worrying about.
Be broke, married, and happy. You can't.
I totally get it.
Right. So
if the more money you have, the easier it is to like get along. Like people fight over money.
I think
I mean, it's a like different.
No, I know what you mean. But I think that shit starts at the wedding, and I think it comes down. I think that's the basis of like relationships. It's like that, those little things, and asking those little questions, like from the wedding, right? If you don't want like 3,000 people, well, 3,000 is a lot of people. If you don't want like 300 people, like to me, like 9 people is like, damn, you had a lot of people there. Like I don't know that many people, right? So I think that's where it starts. It spirals. It's like these wild expectations of that. Like marriage is not 300 people in a respectfully. It's not in a, you know what I'm saying? I think like the most important part of the marriage is like the photographer. Like catching the two people, catching the moment. It's not about the antics of it, right? But it really comes down, and like you said, people do have, I think it comes down to like money and stupid shit.
Yeah, and then they're having
if the money could break you up, you never had it,
and
right,
then
right.
you're not, then you don't have any money because you go into debt to have a wedding, and then you don't have money, and then you're stressing over money, and then it's a bad start. I feel like
I saw
sometimes, and parents pay for weddings and stuff, but like I don't know, it just seems, I don't know.
I saw that's where I'm. I saw a. I don't know who the Indian billionaire is, but the guy that had. His dad's net worth is $43 billion. So, they had Beyonce perform at the wedding, right? And I was thinking like, God damn, for you to have Beyonce perform at your wedding, like, I was just like, I'm like, where do you go from there? Like, how can the next day just be regular? Like, how can you? I mean, I get it. That's one hell of a party. That's one hell of a get together, a bash. But I'm like, what? That's setting a. I think marriage is like marriage is like, we came a long way from real sex. That's what I was just thinking about. But marriage is like it's a marathon.
Yeah, it's like
if you come out the gate out of a fucking cannon, I think you never get to that. Like it's like classic momentum. Like what goes up must come down, and
right.
I think you gotta go through that the low.
Yeah.
The process, like I think actually Jerry Seinfeld described that. He described that shit as like a roller coaster or some shit. I forget. I think it was like Wally's album or some shit. Do you remember that? No.
Vaguely, but my vaguely is like 0.10 seconds of conversation.
Sure, you'd have to play it to remember.
Right, and then I'd be like, "Oh yeah," after I hear the entire thing. Because my memory is great like that.
Never mind. I'll
For
say
things like that.
Women have selective memory, but that's another story for another day.
I don't need to retain Seinfeld information.
That's why
right now I need it, but I'm like, it's really not that important to my brain, I
wanted to look this up. Nigeria, it's mad random, but I just thought about it. Nigeria had bronze statues. The wedding was in India, so it just made me think, like, was that India? But some Europeans stole statues from Africa years ago, like centuries ago. Nigeria wants them back, right?
Okay.
Like, hold on, you had this shit in your museum. Actually, no, return to owner. We're not doing that. You guys stole those. Like, we got the internet now. We're not rolling, right? So, I actually, on their scale, what's gonna happen with that? Hey, give it to them. I don't know. If you really stole it, like, nah, bro, it's like property. Like, how they looking at it? Like, all right. I started to think about like, could you imagine if an ex called you after years? It was like, hey, I can't even imagine what you would, like, my MacBook. Like,
right.
Hey, that MacBook I left at your crib.
I need that back.
I mean, this is actually my MacBook. There's not going to be no tell-all book. Like, that nigga's been using his podcast. Been using my MacBook for 69 episodes now. No, seriously, but like, could you imagine the MacBook? Like, don't ever call here again. What are you talking about? Like, what?
Like centuries ago?
See, but that I respect it. Like, if you got it in your museum as a country, I'm just talking about like a regular person. Like, yo, that hoodie. If I like you call someone for after 2 years, like, yo, that hoodie you got, fam, I'm gonna need that back. What? Who is this? Yeah. That's mad funny. What about the woman that sued her ex for stretching out her box?
Okay. I have a lot to say about this. I mean, not a whole lot.
Shit, you pulled out your notes for this one?